Hello there, this is Retro Spirits Gaiden, and this is CYBERBOTS Full Metal Madness, and this is on the Sega Saturn. This is a Sega Saturn dashboard. Apparently we've got 62 tracks, and they last for 55 minutes and 50 seconds. And we're starting the application. It's all useful information that everybody who plays games absolutely needs. This is the Capcom cube-based logo in its low res and distorted FMV. And we have what we got here. We've got a memory warning. We've got no loading. This is a 1v1 fighting game featuring robots. They're made fully of metal and they are insane. So the title says. We've got an intro here. You can use the RAM card on this, I believe. You don't need to, but you can. We've got FMV, like a sort of a very shiny, untextured robot. These are some robots. A 1v1 fighting game, which only uses 3 buttons. It's kind of cut down, and I have got the disc-only version, but you can buy a box version of this, which is supposedly a limited edition, which comes with an art book and I believe the RAM upgrade. 3 meg RAM mode is on, because I've got my card plugged in, so that's nice. I don't know if it loads any quicker with the extra megabyte of RAM or the animations. The animation's probably better, but I only ever play it with the RAM upgrade anyway. Got some funky looking characters here. You've got Night Arthur from Ghouls and Ghosts, you've got Woman in a Pod, you've got Blue Man, you've got a Woman in the Pod. I'm going to pick Woman in the Pod. So these robots are all lovely sprite based and hand drawn. They don't really look like anything much. They're quite nicely animated. They're very confusing to look at a lot of the time because they're like a collection of limbs and machine parts. It's like watching the Michael Bay Transformers movies. They're so complicated, it's difficult to know what's going on. But the game plays a bit like Pocket Fighters, I guess, in terms of simplicity. I'm going to say simplicity again because something happened to my mouth saying it the first time. We've got some Japanese voiceover. She's got very big hair. So yeah, it's a scrolling beat 'em up featuring these same robots called Armored Warriors, which is slightly more enjoyable than this game, I believe. I'm not a massive fan of CYBERBOTS. I don't think it was ever that popular with people back in the day either. You can still get a copy of this for less than 30 quid. It's just the CD version anyway, and you don't really hear people talking about it, and like no one really mentions it. Oh, so you remember CYBERBOTS? That was a great game. No one ever played it. I don't think I ever saw it in an arcade, and I'm not sure if it came out on the PlayStation even. But as you can see, it's got plenty of big graphics. You've got destructible environments, which is a nice feature. You've got frickin' lasers, you have dragon punches, you've got all the same things that you would find in Capcom versus fights from back in the day, except it features robots. And look at that, we've added a new bit to the background, some smoke and fire, lovely stuff. So yeah, graphically, it's very detailed, quite cool. I say you can't really see what's going on with the robots, they're a bit nondescript, or indescript, whichever descript you want to use. And the action is slightly confusing at times, but you do have loads of things exploding and going off, and there's no slowdown. The animation is pretty decent, although they are robots, so I like that explosion. The PlayStation had a similar game, Gundam. There was like a Gundam fighting game, 2 of them. Similar sort of thing. It was easy to follow what was going on in that game, and that game probably looked a bit better than this one, to be fair, from what I remember. I'm remembering this from over 20 years ago now. Oh, that's depressing. But CYBERBOTS, is CYBERBOTS worth the money? CYBERBOTS, yeah, if you like one-on-one fighters, it's pretty good. You get some nice illustrations in the book. They spent a lot of time on the design of the things, even though you can't really tell what they are when you're playing the game. But yeah, A load of work went into it. This is real-time loading, by the way. This is how long it takes to load the match. And here we go. I'm finding another blue thing, which has got like, I don't know, orange bits on it. It's really hard to see what they're supposed to be fair. Called Killer Bee on Reptos. It's not an expensive game. It's worth a punt, just in case you like it more than I do. Having said it plays similarly to Pocket Fire, I do prefer Pocket Fire. But then I just know what's going on more in Pocket Fire than I do in this game. As you see, the presentation is very nice. And you get some frickin' lasers! And keep trying to punch him in the guts with my sort of wrist knife. But he's not having it, is he? He got it that time. Lovely stuff. Yeah, so half the stuff that goes off in this game like fills half the screen. It's quite impressive. It's just not that entertaining as a game to play, unfortunately. But it is cheap, and I suppose it is kind of. It's not unique really on the Saturn, because you get those Zero Divide games, which are robot-based beat-em-ups, and Virtual On. So Virtual On is better than this, in my opinion. And what was the other game I mentioned? Zero Divide. No, they're crap. Don't bother with Zero Divide. Got nice graphic engines, but they're ugly. So if you want robot fighting, you've got a very limited amount on the Saturn, from what I can remember. There's things like Bulk Slash, but you don't really fight other robots in there, do you? Or do you? Don't know. Anyway, 1v1 fighting robot games. I'm not going to say this is the only one, because I don't know, but it's the only one I know of. And it's alright. That's an authoritative review. I'm sure you'll agree. Like, just don't bother buying the game. It's a bit boring. Why are you watching this review? Same bloody thing, man. Now this robot looks a bit like something. This bloodier robot. He looks like, because he's like a human shape. Where the other ones fall down is they're just like collections of random sprites half the time. 5-hit combo. He's kicking my ass. This background's nice. There is a background with a giant spaceship on it, I think. That one's quite cool too. It sort of takes off halfway through the match. Yeah, I think this game's also on the Capcom arcade stick. Or is that the scrolling fighting one? Oh, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, it's 30 quid on the Saturn, and it's probably not worth it. Get the first Darkstalkers instead for about 20 quid. That'll be better for you. Alright then. Ta-ra.